Your work path focus in 2025, Leo, is something that I'm going to be unveiling that probably is not new to you. Great change needs to take place. I can see that you've been waiting patiently, taking care of your responsibilities and obligations, applying a lot of wherewithal, mental agility, even heart, maybe overtime in work. I think that maybe you're surrounded by people or maybe have a boss that's just not, or a client that's just not really nice. At the base of the matter, I have some cards here that just say that that person might be a little bit shady, or if you're even dealing with employees or co-workers that might have some addiction issues, that would fall under this domain also too. But the cards and what God in the universe is kind of the encouragement here in the work area for you, Leo, is to look outside of just the gold coin, because I can see part of the problem here of you being able to make any changes that you're kind of wrapped up in the money situation. And as one of the rulers of money, that's just going to be a typical reaction to when you know that change needs to happen, and you might be comfortable or not even comfortable. I mean, you might be even tolerating a situation for not even rich rewards, which would be a real drag. And I see that there might be some obligations here. The mama is here, so taking care of family, being a mama, being a father, all those kinds of things fall under this domain of these kinds of cards. But out of this kind of chaotic situation, and you having to deal for probably even maybe the last couple of years, it's coming to an end. And I think that you know this as well. Things have been falling apart probably over the last 6 months to a year that is out of your control, and you're just trying to like go with the flow, move in it, not be hit by any debris out of the upset. And that's all good, but the upset was meant to get you to make a change and you to be reminded, most importantly, of how strong you are. The Strength card is here. It's a major arcana. It's ruled by Leo to me because, like in my deck, we're overcoming the Hercules, right? We're overcoming the lion to wear that pelt as a reward for this. But to the ancient tarot, it was about overcoming any negative thoughts that hold us back. And also the animal is ego, rage, anger, pride. As a lion, you're going to have a touch of all of this. And if you're in that Saturn cycle of the Saturn return of 29.5 years, like give or take 3 years and 2 years before and 3 years after you go into it, and those cycles, this is kind of life path lessons. And as a Leo, this is kind of always going to be part of your life path, breaking that stranglehold of this material world that we live in versus the spiritual domain, because you guys have such big heart and spirit. And again, we'll see later on in the love thing that you might have been taken advantage of, and that's a real bummer. And nobody should have to go through this, and especially with regards to work, because you guys are really hard workers. You want to make everybody else look good in addition to yourself. You're a great team player, all the characteristics that we want in a fellow comrade in moving forward and going into any kind of difficulties or situations in a career environment. And it says that you've stood up to all of them. And now what the universe and God wants to say is you've taken those challenges, and now here comes a reward. Just like a Saturn return, it might give you those tough turns in the wheel, but there's always a reward, you know? And the same thing with life lessons. If you take up the challenge, which you have here, you've been waiting, you've been applying everything, being a good egg throughout the whole process, and even most importantly, kind of stifling your own you. You know, some of the swords are here, and to the ancient tarot, like modern day tarot, it's our thoughts, right? And that definitely covers that domain. Is same with the strength. Whatever starts up here in our thoughts, we overcome those animal instincts to make sure that our actions and our words are kind and grateful and so on. But these kinds of cards here too, it's like you've been stifling or even having to swallow a little bit of pride and ego, but not in that kind of egotistical way, but more like, hey, I did a good job, and you're not even recognizing it, or, you know, you're just even claiming it as your own, whatever those kind of things are, and you've had to kind of eat yourself, and that's not good for a Leo at all. And again, as the higher the Richter scale is for you touching those nerves, that's the higher the universe God's saying, I need you to make changes in the career. I can't get the reward to you if you don't come to me and walk through that door to get it. And the outcome is really great here. You got some ideas that it's been stirring. Maybe you've been looking on a deed, maybe think about entrepreneurship, whatever the case may be. Go give it some credence. Your ideas are definitely worthwhile, and so are you.